Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. US Open Tampa took place in Tampa, USA from the 13th to the 15th of October 2023. The tournament had 6 rounds with 291 players and 2,086 games played. The rankings are a little strange as GW does them a little differently. Instead of ranking on victory points after wins and losses, they rank on the win record of their opponents. For example, the winning sisters list beat the 2nd and 3rd place players who won every other game they played, as well as many other opponents who had good records. The 5th place Aldari list, which also won all of their games, played players with worse win records and thus ended up lower in the rankings, even though they won every game. I think this is how it works, but if I am getting it wrong, please let me know in the comments. Due to the unusual ranking and the fact GW have covered 2 of these lists briefly already, we will look at the top 5 this time out. With that said, Jeffrey Collender won the tournament with their sisters, Quinton Johnson and their Aldari came 2nd, with Jack Harpster running World Eaters in 3rd. Nick Hurting came 4th with Chaos Space Marines, with Ben Jurek in 5th with Aldari. Big congratulations to all these players, and big apologies for the poor pronunciation of their names. The winning sisters list takes many of the choices we have covered in our previous tournament spotlight, so I won't go too in depth on the rules for those units. With that said, like the 2nd place sisters list, we have Morven Val as the Warlord, who will be leading the squad of Paragon Warsuits. We also see a repeat of the Palatine with the Blade of St. Eleanor, who I'm sure was leading one of the Battle Sister squads. We see an Imagine of Fire with the Litanies of Faith enhancement. The enhancement allows you to reroll 1 miracle dice from your pool at the end of the command phase if they are on the battlefield. If they have lost 1 or more wounds or the unit they are leading are below half strength, you can reroll up to 3 miracle dice. For further miracle dice manipulation, the Imagine of Fire themselves allows you to reroll a miracle dice when a sister's unit dies within 12 inches of them. Finally, they give the unit they are leading a 4+ invul, and they give Celestine Sacrosanct a 2+ save, although none of that unit was included in this list. They can double up and join a unit with either the Palatine or Junith herself is leading. Speaking of which, Junith Erita is toughness 4 with a 2+ save, 4+ invul and 6 wounds. She has a twin Ministorum Heavy Flamer which makes d6 auto hit at strength 6, AP 1 and damage 1 with twin linked. She also chits in some decent melee with 4 attacks with her mace, hitting on 2s at strength 6, AP 2 and damage 2. She should be able to take down some elite infantry with that profile. For a buff, she gives the unit she is leading a -1 to hit, a useful ability to have. You also gain a CP at the start of your command phase when she is on the battlefield. Lastly for the HQs we have Saint Celestine herself. Both her and her Gemini move 12 inches, with toughness 3, a 2+ save and a 4+ invul. The Gemini have 2 wounds each, whereas Celestine has 5. The Ardent Blade has a Flamer shooting profile, which is the same as the Ministorum Heavy Flamer, but has -2 AP. In melee, the blade makes 5 attacks, hitting on 2s at strength 6, AP 3 and damage 2 with devastating wounds. She can lead a Seraphim squad, so I would guess that is what they did. While Celestine is still alive, she restores 1 of her Gemini in each of your command phases, and while the Gemini are alive, Celestine has a 4+ Feel No Pain. Of course, she comes back to life on a 2+ the first time they die, with full wounds remaining. We have the 3 Battle Sisters squads. Each squad takes a different special weapon. 1 takes a Melter Gun, 1 has a Storm Bolter, and 1 takes the Flamer. We see 2 Immolators, 1 with the Twin Multi-Melter, and 1 with the Immolation Flamers. The Immolation Flamers make 2d6 auto hit, at strength 6, AP 1 and damage 1, which should deal good damage against infantry. The other is equipped for tanks with the Twin Multi-Melters. After the model has shots, you can select 1 enemy unit hit by the attack. All units which disembark out of the Immolator can reroll their wound roll against it. I would imagine the Retributors with multi-melters went in the tank with the same equipment for a big anti-tank blow when they disembark. Twice per battle, the Retributors give you a miracle dice when you use an Act of Faith, which is some helpful regeneration. If the Seraphim were being led by Celestine, I would guess that they use the Immolator's ability to split a Battle Sister squad in half to go in the transport. We see 2 popular Castigators and a squad of 2 Death Cult Assassins. For the new units, we see 2 Mortifiers with the Twin Buzzblades and Heavy Bolters. The Twin Buzzblades make 4 attacks hitting on 3s at strength 10, AP 3 and damage 2. They have twin linked and they get sustained hits 1 on the charge. The Mortifier is reasonably tanky with toughness 6, a 4+ save and a 6+ invul and 5 wounds. It also moves reasonably quickly with an 8-inch move. We see the Sisters Novitiate squad for some cheap bodies which get reroll hits of 1 as standard and can reroll all hits if the enemy is on an objective. Finally, as with many Imperial lists, we have an allied Calidus Assassin. The 2nd place Aldari list of course looks remarkably similar to the multitude of Aldari lists we have seen in our tournament spotlight since 10th edition. They take the seemingly obligatory Orthodox Wayleaper as the Warlord, this time with 2 fast healers in support, 1 on foot and 1 on a Sky Runner which takes the Phoenix Gem. We have the Spirit Seer with Fate's Messenger to lead the big squad of Wraithguard, and the Avatar of Cain. We have no less than 3 Night Spinners, a squad of Shadow Spectres, Swooping Hawks, Warp Spiders, and some War Walkers. These choices are seen in pretty much every Eldari list we have looked at. They really are the go-to options for Eldari players at the moment. The 3rd place World Eaters list is the first we have seen in one of our tournament spotlights. Angron himself is the Warlord, bringing his big melee threat. He moves 14 inches, is toughness 11, has a 2+ save and a 4+ invul with 16 wounds, so he is not easy to take down. He also respawns when you use 3 6s from your Blessings of Khorne roll, going into reserves with full wounds remaining. He can choose one of 3 Wrathful Presence abilities, which he chooses at the start of your charge phase, to be active till the next one. The aura affects all friendly World Eaters units within 6 inches, and can either give you +1 to charge, +1 attacks for the melee weapons of the units below starting strength, or reroll hits when you attack. These are all useful abilities, and the reroll hits isn't melee only, so it could be used to buff range attacks. Not like this list bothers with many of those unnecessary ranged weapons. Angron hits suitably hard in melee with a strike and sweep mode. He of course hits on 2s, with the sweep mode making 18 attacks at strength 8, AP 2 and damage 2. I am sure he will kill whole squads of marines with that profile. When a tougher target presents itself, he can make 8 attacks at strength 16, AP 4 and damage D6 +2. There are not many things which can survive a round of melee with Angron, which is the way it should be in my opinion. We have Lord Invocatus who moves 12 inches with toughness 6, a 2+ save and a 4+ invul with 8 wounds. They allow the unit they are leading to fall back, shoot and charge, as well as being able to give 2 World Eater infantry units within 6 inches of him at the start of the battle the Scout 6-inch ability if they don't have it already. Coward's Bane makes 7 attacks in melee, hitting on 2s at strength 6, AP 2 and damage 2 with devastating wounds. The Juggernaut makes 4 extra attacks, hitting on 3s at strength 6, AP 2 and damage 2 with the Lance keyword. I would imagine they were leading the big squad of Exalted 8-bound to get the most use out of his buffs. We have another Lord on Juggernaut. He has the same profile of Invocatus, but with 1 less wound. They take the Blessings of Khorne enhancement, which allows you to basically start again on 1 Blessings of Khorne roll once per battle. This is very helpful to negate a possible bad Blessings roll. Their Exalted Chainblade hits the same as Invocatus, but loses the devastating wounds for 1 more strength and 1 less AP. The Master of Execution takes the Berserker Glaive, which adds 1 to the attack and damage characteristics of his weapon. Also, when they make a charge, you roll a d3 and add the result to your attacks and damage characteristic. This gives them a fearsome melee with their axe making 6 attacks, hitting on 2s at strength 7, AP 2 and damage 3 due to the enhancement. It also has devastating wounds and precision, which is a decent chance to pick off some characters, especially when you consider the extra attacks and damage you get on the charge. They give the unit they are leading fights first, and they get reroll hits and wounds against enemy characters. They would have been leading the 10-man squad of Berserkers, who I'm sure all piled into the Rhino. The Berserkers have a standard marine profile, with their chainblades making 4 attacks at strength 5, AP 1 and damage 1. The Eviscerators make 3 attacks at strength 8, AP 2 and damage 2. Where they are shot at, if they lose the model, they can move d6 inches closer to the closest enemy unit. With the fearsome melee of the Master of Executions in tow, I'm sure they pack quite a punch. We have a squad of Jackals, presumably for objectives, with their sticky objective rule. We have a unit of Chaos Spawn, also for objectives, followed by a whole host of 8-bound. There is 1 normal version with 3 exalted 8-bound. They both have the same profile of a 9-inch movement, toughness 6 with a 3+ save and a 5+ invul, and 3 wounds. The 8-bound Eviscerators make 5 attacks at strength 6, AP 2 and damage 2 for the exalted, with 1 more attack at 1 less strength for the normal 8-bound. The exalted also hit on 2s, which explains why they've gone max on them rather than the standard ones. The exalted 8-bound's Chain Fist make 3 attacks at strength 14, AP 3 and damage 2. The exalted 8-bound also require any enemy unit within 6 inches to take a leadership test when they attempt to fall back. If they fail, they have to remain stationary. The standard ones reroll wound rolls of 1, and get full rerolls if targeting a unit below half strength. The standard have a 6-inch scout move, whereas the exalted get a 6+ feel no pain. The 4th place Chaos Space Marine list is a good example of what is doing well for them at the moment. They bring the max number of Chaos Lords off the Captain S free stratagem ability. In the fight phase, they can increase the strength, attacks, AP and damage of their melee weapons by 1 once per battle. These 3 Lords will be leading the 3 squads of Chosen. They have a standard marine profile, with 3 wounds, and they can shoot and charge when they advance or fall back. They bring a whole load of attacks with their accursed weapons, making 4 attacks, hitting on 3s at strength 5, AP 2 and damage 1. The paired weapons get an extra attack, and gain twin linked. The squads have some power fists, which make 4 attacks at strength 8, AP 2 and damage 2. We have 2 Forged Fiends with the Ectoplasma Cannons. They move 8 inches, with toughness 10, a 3+ save and 5+ invul and 12 wounds. One takes a mark of Nurgle, while the other takes a mark of Chaos Undivided. Each cannon shoots out to 36 inches and makes D3 attacks with blast. They hit on 3s at strength 10, AP 3 and damage 3 for some decent general firepower. Their ability allows you to make the cannons hazardous to give them devastating wounds, which will be very useful against armour. We see 2 squads of Obliterators, again with one taking the mark of Nurgle and another the mark of Chaos Undivided. Their flesh metal guns have 3 profiles to deal with a range of threats. They all shoot out to 24 inches and hit on 3s with the anti-tank profile making D3 attacks at strength 12, AP 3 and damage 4 with Melter 2. The anti-elite infantry profile makes D6 attacks with blast at strength 8, AP 2 and damage 2. Finally, for the anti-light infantry profile, they make D6 plus 3 attacks with sustained hits 1 at strength 5, AP 1 and damage 1. Once per battle, they can make their weapons indirect, which is very useful when it comes up. They are also reasonably hard to take down, at toughness 7, a 2+ save with a 5+ invul and 5 wounds. They do only move 4 inches, so are quite slow, but they have deep strike to get where they need to be. The 2 Warp Talon squads have the mark of Slanesh. The Chaos Jump Pack infantry make 4 attacks, each with the Talons hitting on 3s, at strength 5, AP 2 and damage 1. They also require non-battleshock enemies to make a desperate escape test when trying to fall back from them. Finally, we have some Chaos Demons in support. We have some Nurglings, alongside the named characters Celesque and the Blue Scribes. The 5th place Aeldari list, which did win all of its games, looks rather similar to the 2nd place list. They take the exact same Mortarch Wayleaper, although this one has the Phoenix gem. We have a Farseer and a Spirit Seer with the Fate's Messenger enhancement to lead the 10-strong squad of Wraithguard. Instead of the Avatar of Cain, they take the Yunkarn. At first we have seen this list actually takes the Phoenix Lord Fukin. With no units he can lead, he must have been going solo. He moves 7 inches at toughness 3, a 2+ save and a 4+ invul with 5 wounds and a 5+ feel no pain. For added durability, the first time they are destroyed, they get back up with full wounds remaining on a 2+. The Seer Song delivers a mighty anti-tank shot, making 1 attack hitting on 2s at strength 14, AP 4 and damage D6 with Melter 6. If you can get within 9 inches, that should deal some big damage if it goes through. There is also an anti-elite infantry profile which makes 3 attacks at 12 inches with strength 8, AP 3 and damage 2. They are also no slouch in melee, making 6 attacks with the fire ranks at strength 5, AP 4 damage 3. It would be nice to see his model get an update alongside his aspect warriors. We see many of the same units with 3 Night Spinners, Swooping Hawks and some Warp Spiders. We do see some different units to the 2nd place list, which we have seen in previous tournament spotlights. We see a squad of Shroud Runners and a Viper, presumably for their high mobility to take objectives, with the Viper bringing a Bright Lance for some anti-tank. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 20.96%. The Tyranids are in second with 9.62%, followed by Aeldari in third on 7.22%. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. The tournament 3rd place finisher, the World Eaters, topped the win rates with 69.8%, with the next 2 factions only having a few players. The tournament winners, Sisters, topped the green group with 57.9%. Death Guard come next with 54.4%, followed by Chaos Demons on 54.2%. Imperial Knights get a win rate of 53.7%, with Orcs and Geostealers on 53.1%. The tournament's 2nd and 5th place finisher and 3rd most popular, Aeldari, come next, with a win rate of 52.6%. The 4th place finisher, Chaos Space Marines and Tau, both get a win rate of 51.9%. The 2nd most popular faction, Tyranids, get a win rate of 47.9%, with the most popular faction, Space Marines, on 47.2%. The Word Bearers got a 42.9% win rate, with the Night Lords on 35.7%. The Black Legion and Iron Warriors win a third of their games. The Imperial Fist lead the way for the Loyalists, with a 60% win rate, including the 6th place finish. The 2nd most popular chapter, the Black Templars, got a win rate of 55.1%, with the Space Wolves on 54.8%. The Iron Hands were the last chapter in green, with a win rate of 50%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, get a win rate of 47.6%, with the 3rd most popular, the Ultramarines, on 45%. The Blood Angels get a win rate of 39.5%, with the Salamanders on 30.6%, and the Raven Guard unfortunately losing all of their games. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.